Big jolt for Kyle Tucker leads the Cubs to a win in Arizona. They look for the series victory today. And let me tell you something, that would be tremendous as they start this very difficult stretch on the road heading to Sacramento to play the A's next. But a big game for Tucker. Matt Shaw with his first home run. And should we be concerned about Jameson Taillon in the way that he pitched on Friday? We're going to get into all that right here on the Cubs Baseball channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Thanks for being here. Hey, a win's a win. And look, one more and you're back to 500, so you can't beat that. Let's talk about the Cubs, and let's do it right after I play this open. But it is great to see all you guys today. Let's go. Peace to everybody. Mick Gillespie, Cubs Baseball channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Thanks for hanging out with us as we talk about the Cubs and an impressive 4-3 win. You got a save for the first time for Presley. Had to hold on at the end, but you know what? After he gave up the home run to Suarez, got the job done. Dansby Swanson with an amazing play at the end. And the Cubs with the one-run win against a nemesis in Arizona. And they have a chance for the series victory today. All right, let's get into this. Cubs made the big trade. We've talked about it, and I've talked about it ad nauseum on the channel, and that's that they gave up a whole lot for Kyle Tucker. But you know what? We saw today why you give up a lot for Kyle Tucker. His 2-run home run put the Cubs up 3-1. They eventually got one more from Matt Shaw, I'm going to talk about in a second. But that home run in the game was really the difference maker for the Cubs. And I'm telling you, a big hit in the contest that put them in control, or maybe ahead enough to stay in control and win the game. We saw in that moment, though, like it looked like a changeup. He went down and swatted it right out of the ballpark. Smooth swing from the left side. He's got just superstar ability. And we kept saying the Cubs need a superstar, and there's games where they really have trouble scoring. And but 2 days ago, they get beat 8-1. They can't take advantage of opportunities. Tucker did all of that himself tonight with the long ball. And I'm watching him around the bases, and I'm like, hey, this is what the Cubs are going to have if they're going to make the playoffs this year and make a run, right? So Tucker certainly the best player on the team. Some of you guys will say, look at his baseball card is going to tell you that. And yesterday he certainly proved that with a big hit in a tough game. And give like I said, the bullpen credit for being able to get it done. Porter Hodge in the 8th, and then even though Ryan Presley struggled, he did get the final 3 outs and put this one in the win column for the Cubs. Now, before we put the dub up, not only did Tucker, do his thing, but how about Matt Shaw? His first home run. And I mean, it was great to see. We weren't sure exactly who was going to play third base before the Tucker trade. They sent 2 third basemen to the Astros. That put Shaw in a spot to be the third baseman, and that's what he's done. He got a hit in Tokyo, but this was his first home run, and it turned out to be the game winner because after I don't want to say struggling, but going 1 for 8. He, cranked one out of the park, and when you win by a run, got over the left field wall, it's your hit that you look back at and go, okay, you know what, this guy has some pop. Now he hit 29 home runs in 159 minor league games, so he's got a lot of power. I've seen him in person. He gets the most out of his swing and his body. He's not a big guy, but you saw it in there, had the step, kind of weighted back, and then put it in the stands. And that turned out to be the knockout blow in this game, or the winning blow. But I'll tell you, the other thing that really was impressive to me is that he's kind of hanging in there. And I told you from the beginning that I felt confident that he'd be able to hit just because he's got a really good command of the strike zone. And I think that's one of the most important things that young players do when they take a step to the big leagues, because you can get yourself out and you'll never have an opportunity because they're always going to kind of work you away, and you're never going to really be able to lock in on, on good pitches, because you're not going to see a whole lot of good pitches. But if you have a great eye, you're going to see pitching, and then you take advantage of it. So Shaw did that. First home run. Cubs are going to need him to have a good season if they're going to contend. And so some confidence being built right now by their third baseman. We saw also Gage Workman out there. He's made the roster for right now. If he goes, they can't send him to the minor leagues all year. So when Brujan gets off of the IL, they're going to have to make a decision. So right now, Workman's in and, look serviceable, looked the part, but Shaw with the home run and Tucker with the home run. The other thing I got to talk about, I didn't put a graphic up here for it, but I told you guys from the beginning about Pete Crow Armstrong's ability to run the bases, man. Him scoring from first base on the Amaya double, not a lot of players can do that. And he did that with relative ease. The guy's got this ability to run the bases. He's electric on the pads. He wants to score every time he's out there. Think about it. One-run game, that run tied the game. He's not going to wait back and try to, it's not going to be a bunch of hits to get him in. If he gets an opportunity to score, he's going to take that. And that turned out to be a big run in this game too. So 4 runs in the game, Tucker with a 2-run homer, Shaw with a solo home run, and then Pete Crow Armstrong on the Amaya double. And then, a good outing by Shōta Imanaga, throwing a lot of strikes, looked very comfortable, maybe giving him the extra day's rest helped. And then the bullpen held on and got the job done. And guess what? Cubs with a 4-3 win. So now they can go for an opportunity now to get back to 500 for the first time since losing both games to the Dodgers, if they can take care of the Diamondbacks. And we'll talk about that in a second. Now, the final thing I wanted to get into was Jameson Taillon. But first, I want to tell you that we're brought to you by DraftKings. Our promo code is CBC Cubs Baseball Channel. I might still be wearing my winter layers, but the start of baseball season means spring is upon us. I've teamed up with DraftKings to bring the excitement to my fellow fans of one of America's most beloved games. Right now, they are offering all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using our code CBC, Cubs Baseball Channel, CBC. The crown is yours. Stay in on all the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at even bigger payouts. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Pick 6 and have a shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use our promo code CBC and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code CBC only at DraftKings Sportsbook. March Madness, Major League Baseball, all of it going on right now. CBC, DraftKings, take advantage of it. All right, guys, let's talk about Jameson Taillon. Should the Cubs be concerned with Tyion after the start that he had on Friday? First year with the Cubs was rocky. I thought he was more consistent last year, but then his first start of the season, kind of back to the pitcher that we saw early in his Cubs career. And, when you look around the league, I'm sure some of you are going, look, if we're contending with the Dodgers, right? If we're contending with the D-backs, if we're contending with the Padres, and you start to compare staffs, pitching staffs, it doesn't look good for Alabama, for the Cubs, because, they don't have the type of pitching that matches up with those teams. Corbin Burns, Max Fried, Blake Snell. I mean, you look at some of these pitchers like the Dodgers rotation, and the Cubs would be glad to have, the 4 or 5 guys that aren't in there right now that could help them. They did sign Matthew Boyd, who's going to make the start today. So we'll see what that looks like. But Tyion came in and in a game gave up, 9 hits and 6 earned runs. You're not going to win a lot of games like that. Diamondbacks beat the Cubs 8-1. And you wonder, how's this rotation going to kind of find itself? I feel like if Tyion struggles, and I know they paid him a ton of money to be a starter, it's guys like Jordan Wicks that you're keeping an eye on. Wicks had a great spring training. He was really good before he was injured last year, and then went on the IL. He's someone that has, when he's good, has very consistent pitching, getting outs. Tyion feels like he's way more up and down. And this being a do or die season for the front office, I feel like that the Cubs are going to be a lot more tentative when it comes to throwing guys out there and pulling them out if they're not doing well. And they have a lot of options to get outs with this rotation. And if guys aren't performing, they can go back and pull some of these guys out like Wicks, who are in the minor leagues. And you try as a team to have a lot of options kind of from the beginning to the end as far as the starting rotation goes. And, it feels like Tyion, I would say, I mean, they're going to give him a chance all the time in the world to try to figure it out. But if he's given up, 6 runs in a short start enough, I think that they'll probably say, hey, I just don't think there's going to be a lot of patience when it comes to this team because of the tough schedule. And I've mentioned it before. I mean, this is a do or die year for the front office. Their jobs are on the line, and guys like Tyion, if they don't perform, are going to have a tough time getting in there. So that's kind of where I sit on that. You guys tell me what you think, though. Are you excited about seeing Boyd today for the first time? Matthew Boyd, it was a surprise. Definitely a surprise pickup for me when it comes to the Cubs. I didn't look at him and think, oh man, this guy's a difference maker, but it doesn't mean he can't be a difference maker. It just means that, to me, I didn't know a whole lot about him. And, and then all of a sudden here he is. And, and you look at his numbers and healthy, he's a pretty good player. Hopefully that translates when he makes his debut against the Diamondbacks. But, as far as the numbers go, Diamondbacks are the favorite in this game. The over-under's a run and a half Diamondbacks way, the over-under's 9.5, and then the Diamondbacks are a 1.5 run favorite. If you care about that, but I like the Cubs' opportunity here to take this series. I think that this is an opportunity for them to keep some momentum going. You talk about this rotation. If Boyd could come in and just pitch well, right, and do the things that we think he's capable of doing, or at least the front office does, it sets up nicely as this season moves to Sacramento, playing a minor league park while the A's are having their stadium built. He'll be opposed by Eduardo Rodriguez, both of those guys making their debut for the year. And that is a 4:10 Central Time start when the Cubs take on the Diamondbacks, right? Is it Central Time? I feel like it is. I almost have to double check that. But yeah, just I think an opportunity for the Cubs to to go out there and get the job done. And I'm excited about this. Look, you see some little things happening. This team, it's in certain games, struggles to win, struggles to score runs. We kind of saw that with the way that things went on Friday. But Saturday, Tucker is showing you exactly why they paid him the money. His home run definitely lifted them, and difference-making home run and a 4:10. Well, that's Eastern time, so 3:10 Central Time. I didn't want to double check that for you. So anyway, guys, tell me what you think about this rotation. You concerned at all? Like, subscribe, thumbs up. And guess what? We'll do it again tomorrow, and we'll kind of see where things are. Maybe even later today. How about maybe a post-game show after the Cubs game today, just to get back on here and kind of wrap up this first series as the Cubs head to Sacramento. But thanks for being here. Like and subscribe. And as I say every day, go Cubs.